you, me, Africans in particular, how you have to handle the word of life, how you have to handle the word of inferiority complex that is eating us like cancer as Ugandans, as Africans. Yes, we have a lot of things to talk about today, but I hope you've had a good morning and you had the best breakfast. When I talk about the best breakfast, I don't mean you have to take milk, you have to take yogurt, you have to take a lot of sugar, but you have to take what you have, what can really boost up your immunity, what can control your body, what can really make you an African. We have a lot in Africa. We have a lot of herbs that we can use as breakfast, as our tea, as spicing our meals, but we don't use them because we have the inferiority complex that is eating us up. It has managed to penetrate all angles of life, the economy, the health part, all angles. But we're fighting as Africans, as TV Africa, to make sure you get to understand yourself, who you are, where you are, how, where, when, and what is about Africa. Yes, today I want to talk about something that is really happening in the health sector. That people think once they don't use the European medicinal kind of thing, the drugs that they make from the pharmaceutical industry, they will not get healed. Leaving out the fact that all these drugs that are made, that are in the pharmaceutical industry, that are made from Europe, that are made from different countries of the world, come from our herbs. They only add some other preservatives, some other chemicals that sometimes are really, really dangerous to our lives. That we don't even value our norms. We don't value our cultures. That is what has really made us get to hell of life. That has really made us feel inferior. That whenever you speak English, people feel you are indeed the one. You've gone to school, you know it all. Really? When you put on specs, I can see my brother there putting on specs. All those ones who put on specs think they are superior. And we also think they have read the books, they know it all. Yet they don't. They only have diseases, they're carrying diseases. So you have to know what belongs to you and why you are an African. That's when you handle. That's the best way to handle humanity. You should not forget that we are the first people. The black man is the genesis of humanity, with no doubt. But we forget that and go on praising the Europeans, the white man, saying, these people really made it. We invented a lot of things as Africans, a lot of things as Ugandans, a lot of things as brothers and sisters. But we end up throwing them to the white man, saying they invented this. Go and look for our history. If you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going, try to search for your history as a black man. You see, we normally feel that when we take our herbs as Africans, because of what they put in our brains, once you take the herbs, you feel those herbs are not going to help you at all. But when you go to the pharmacy, I get so surprised, that life that we think is the best life is very expensive and deadly. But a healthy life is very cheap. Having a healthy life is very cheap. Look at the scenario. Someone goes to the supermarket, for example. You're heading to the supermarket, you've got a salary, your pockets are loaded, and you're into a supermarket and you're buying apples, you're buying tin, milk, tin, fish, and all that. And you're spending 500,000 Uganda money. And someone is using 5,000 Uganda money. This one is using 500,000. Someone is using 5,000 Uganda money. He's going in the market. This person gets to buy some little fish, a small fish. He gets to buy some cassava, sweet potatoes, for example, if they have to have a meal. Get some yams. Get some refuges like some refuges like the nakati, the buga, you know. And the 5,000 is enough. And the mango. And it is enough. I remember when we were still young, we used to move to the neighborhoods. And if you found your neighbor eating having a meal with eggplants, just eggplants. They used to make eggplants as the meal, as the sauce, and put in some little fish, dried fish, if possible, or taking guineas, plain guineas. They take guineas, put in some green vegetables, a little green vegetables, and in the guineas, then they eat. Look at the dish having guineas and green vegetables. That is the sauce. And then they take their portion. Then that is a family. Then someone is taking meat. Someone is taking meat. Someone is taking chicken. They're taking beef, you know. And those ones, you know, in the morning someone has taken bread with blue band. Another one is taking cassava as they're taking tea. Those are different families. But we used to look at the other family that is taking meat, that is taking bread, that is taking all that they're wealthy. This is an understanding family. This is a reasonable family and all that. Not knowing these people who were taking that kind of meal in actual sense were not reasoning enough because they were spending on diseases. And this one wasn't spending and was healthy. And even when you look at their lifespan, becomes very, very tricky. My brothers and sisters, as Africans, what we have to think about, what we have to focus on is what we put in our stomachs. What we're eating is what keeps us moving. When you eat, when you have the best meal, when you have that meal, that African meal, that will boost your immunity. Because I know the black man who lived 200 years plus, but now 45. My brother, let's focus on boosting our immunity by having the best meal. And it is cheap. The best meal is cheap. Anything that is expensive, most of the times, it is really deadly. When you go to a hospital and you're buying the drugs and all that, you know, it's really expensive. But why don't you start it off by treating yourself with the meal? The best drug, the best medicine for a human being is what they eat, is what they feed on. I want you to start off taking food as the drug, as medicine. Not waiting for taking the medicine as a meal. I'm the one and only Jingo Kale on the microphone and in TV Africa trying to tell you what we have to do to keep ourselves alive and thinking and upgraded as Africans, as Ugandans, because we know we can make it, but because of the inferiority complex that really hits us so much that we feel we're inferior, we can't make it. Yes, we are the genesis of all what we think is super. These people come to our countries and take the raw materials. You've seen this happen before, way back. We've seen this way back. We've seen the slave trade. We've seen, we've seen how China is coming to different countries of Africa, trying to build railways and all that. We've seen all these things happen because they want to fetch raw materials to their countries because we have what it takes. So why don't we use what it takes, which we have? I told my colleagues some time back that if Ugandans based on agriculture, and we really feel our soil, our land, which is called the basket. Uganda is the basket, food basket of Africa. If we really call the food basket of Africa, why don't we really invest in farming, invest in agriculture, and we can become the top in producing some, But we feel, I remember some time back, we felt that someone doing agriculture, someone as a farmer, when you went to school and said, my father is a farmer, the people looked at you, and felt, no, he's not worthy. Because we thought white-collar jobs are the jobs. But my brother, let me tell you something. We have to go back to where we came from. We have to think twice. We have to know that we have it all. We have to know that we can make it. We have to know that black is power. You, the man, the woman with melanin, you should know that you're number one because you are the genesis of humanity. Thank you for watching TV Africa. Stay logged in, and you should go to our YouTube channel and just subscribe. TV Africa Uganda, then you can subscribe, then you can keep on watching our programs on TV Africa. As usual, it's been Jingo Kalule. Ciao.